In this video, we will talk about Cleopatra, the last pharaoh of Egypt. Cleopatra VII, often known simply as Cleopatra, was the last pharaoh of ancient Egypt and one of history's most famous and intriguing figures. Born in 69 BC, Cleopatra belonged to the Ptolemaic dynasty, a Greek royal family that had ruled Egypt for nearly 3 centuries, since the time of Alexander the Great. She became the Queen of Egypt at a time of great political and social turmoil, both within Egypt and across the Mediterranean world. Cleopatra is best known for her intelligence, political acumen, and her relationships with 2 of Rome's most powerful leaders, Julius Caesar and Mark Antony. Her life was filled with dramatic events, from battles and political alliances to romance and tragedy. She was a ruler who fought fiercely to maintain her country's independence in the face of the growing power of Rome, but ultimately, she was unable to prevent Egypt from becoming a Roman province. Cleopatra's story has captivated the world for centuries, inspiring countless books, plays, and movies. Early life and background. Cleopatra VII was born in 69 BC in Alexandria, Egypt, as a member of the Ptolemaic dynasty, which descended from Ptolemy I, a general of Alexander the Great. The dynasty had ruled Egypt for almost 300 years, but was weakening due to internal problems and Roman pressure. Cleopatra was well educated, learned many languages, including Egyptian, and used her knowledge to connect with her people. Rise to power. Cleopatra became Queen of Egypt in 51 BC at age 18, ruling with her younger brother, Ptolemy XII. Their relationship was tense. Ptolemy's advisors aimed to reduce her power, forcing Cleopatra to flee Egypt in 49 BC. Determined to regain her throne, she gathered an army and saw her chance when Julius Caesar arrived in Egypt in 48 BC, pursuing his rival, Pompey. Alliance with Julius Caesar. Cleopatra saw Julius Caesar's arrival as a chance to regain her throne. She famously met him by being smuggled into his palace in a carpet. Impressed, Caesar supported her, and together they defeated her brother, Ptolemy XII. They became lovers, and Cleopatra had a son, Caesarion, with him. She hoped this alliance would secure her rule, but Caesar's assassination in 44 BC left her position uncertain. Alliance with Mark Antony. After Caesar's death, Rome fell into a power struggle. Cleopatra waited to see who would rise to power. In 41 BC, Mark Antony summoned her to Tarsus to test her loyalty. Cleopatra impressed Antony by arriving as a goddess queen, and they became lovers and allies. They had 3 children, and Cleopatra supported Antony's campaigns, hoping to secure Egypt's independence and expand her influence. Conflict with Octavian. However, Antony's relationship with Cleopatra caused tensions in Rome, especially with Octavian, Caesar's adopted son and heir. Octavian portrayed Antony's alliance with Cleopatra as a betrayal of Rome, claiming that Antony was being seduced by an Eastern queen and was planning to make Alexandria, not Rome, the center of his new empire. In 32 BC, Octavian declared war on Cleopatra. The decisive battle took place in 31 BC at Actium, a naval confrontation off the coast of Greece. Antony and Cleopatra's forces were defeated by Octavian's fleet, led by his trusted General Agrippa. Antony and Cleopatra fled back to Egypt, where they made a final stand. Death of Cleopatra and end of an era. In 30 BC, Octavian's forces invaded Egypt. Faced with inevitable defeat, Antony committed suicide, believing that Cleopatra had already done so. When Cleopatra learned of Antony's death, she was devastated. Realizing that she would soon be captured and paraded through Rome as a trophy of Octavian's victory, she chose to take her own life. According to legend, Cleopatra died by allowing a venomous snake, possibly an asp, to bite her. Her death marked the end of the Ptolemaic dynasty and the beginning of Roman rule in Egypt. Octavian, later known as Emperor Augustus, annexed Egypt as a province of the Roman Empire, bringing an end to the era of the pharaohs. Cleopatra's legacy. Cleopatra's legacy has endured for over 2 millennia. She was the last active ruler of ancient Egypt, a queen who tried to navigate a complex political landscape and protect her kingdom from the rising power of Rome. Her story has fascinated historians, writers, and artists for centuries, portraying her as a brilliant, ambitious, and seductive leader. Cleopatra was not only a ruler but also a shrewd strategist who used her intelligence, charm, and political alliances to strengthen her position. She understood the importance of both power and image, presenting herself as both a Greek monarch and an Egyptian goddess, bridging two worlds in her attempt to secure her kingdom's future. Her life and reign are often romanticized, focusing on her relationships with Julius Caesar and Mark Antony. However, Cleopatra was much more than a romantic figure. She was a skilled leader who fought fiercely for her people and her country's independence in a male-dominated world. Cleopatra's efforts to maintain her kingdom's sovereignty ultimately failed, but her determination, intelligence, and resourcefulness have made her a symbol of strength and resilience. She has been remembered as a woman who defied the norms of her time and made her mark on history, leaving a lasting impact on both Egypt and the world. Cleopatra's political and cultural influence. Cleopatra's political strategies were rooted in a blend of diplomacy, alliance building, and cultural influence. She positioned herself not just as a queen, but as a symbol of a united and culturally diverse Egypt. She spoke multiple languages, embraced both her Greek heritage and Egyptian traditions, and presented herself as a living embodiment of both cultures. This dual identity helped her maintain her position in a land where Greek and Egyptian cultures coexisted, but were often in tension. Cleopatra's use of symbols was particularly notable. She aligned herself with the goddess Isis, a powerful and revered figure in Egyptian religion. By presenting herself as a divine ruler, she reinforced her authority among her Egyptian subjects, while also appealing to Roman audiences familiar with similar practices in their own traditions. Cleopatra in popular culture. Cleopatra has become one of the most famous women in history, often depicted in literature, theater, film, and art. She is portrayed as a beautiful, seductive queen who used her charms to manipulate powerful men like Caesar and Antony. This image, while captivating, simplifies her true political intelligence and leadership. In Shakespeare's play Antony and Cleopatra, Cleopatra is a complex character who is both a passionate lover and a cunning leader. The play reflects the dual nature of her legacy, a woman who could both enchant and rule. In modern films, Cleopatra is often depicted in grand, dramatic styles, such as in the 1963 movie starring Elizabeth Taylor. These portrayals focused heavily on her romance with Antony, often overshadowing her political acumen and determination to save her kingdom. Cleopatra VI was the last pharaoh of Egypt and one of history's most remarkable figures. She was a queen who fought to preserve her country's independence in the face of the growing power of Rome. Cleopatra's life was marked by intelligence, ambition, and political savvy. While she is often remembered for her relationships with Julius Caesar and Mark Antony, her true legacy lies in her efforts to rule as a powerful monarch in her own right. Her story is a blend of politics, power, romance, and tragedy, and it continues to captivate people around the world. Cleopatra remains a symbol of strength, intelligence, and complexity, representing the enduring allure of a queen who was determined to leave her mark on history. What do you think of our video? Let me know in the comment section below. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to hit that like button. Also, subscribe to our channel before you go. Thank you for watching.